Hestia, goddess of fire and protector of homes, is an Olympian goddess, daughter of Cronus and Rhea. But she is clearly the least known goddess among the 12 Olympian divinities. At birth, she was swallowed by her father, along with her siblings, because the Titan Cronus feared that his children would usurp his power. After the victory of the Olympian gods over the Titans, Hestia came to be revered as the goddess protector of homes and dwellings. The goddess was courted by Apollo and Poseidon, but Hestia rejected both, for she had taken a vow of chastity. Zeus honored the goddess, ensuring that she could remain chaste for all eternity. Hestia was a gentle, kind goddess. Therefore, the goddess did not participate in the great divine battles. Due to the goddess's discreet character, few myths mention the goddess of fireplaces, but men worship the goddess of sacred fire, constantly keeping a flame burning in their homes and temple. Almost every Greek city had a sacred pyre dedicated to the goddess, where the flames burned uninterruptedly. If a group of settlers left to build a new city, they took some of the fire from the sacred pyre with them. In Rome, the cult of the goddess became even more prominent. She was known as Vesta. In her temple, the sacred flame was cared for by 6 priestesses, the Vestals. These women were bound to remain pure and virgin. The Vestals were elected by lot amongst the young women from the noblest Roman families. The goddess Hestia was one of the original 12 Olympian deities. But as the cult of Dionysus grew, he took over Hestia's position. The goddess continued to personify the flame of the hearths, and so Hestia continued to grant warmth, comfort, and security to men's homes.
Hi guys, if you guys are still watching, then you guys are the real MVPs. We're talking about Hestia, who was the eldest child, the Titans of Cronus and Rhea. We're talking about how we can implement her correspondences into our lives. She was gentle and compassionate, and she was always willing to lend a hand to those in need. She was kind and generous, and she was legendary among mortals and the gods. Her symbols of ever-burning warmth represented warmth and nourishment, family unity. The fire was never allowed to go out. We want our home to be a sacred and safe space for us and our kids. We want it to be a symbol of union. We want our kids to know, our family to know that when they come home, this is their comfort, not just physical, but emotional and mental as well. And a lot of times we are the heart of our home. We are the person who holds everything together. And I want my house to be sacred. Now, I spend a lot of time doing a little bit of extra offerings, chanting, cleansing and stuff in my bedroom, because when I have a bathroom in here, a closet, there's a lot of corners, but there's a doorway leading outside. And just as we look about her, how she didn't participate in the wars, in our home, it's not about who's in control, about power and glory. It's about coming together in union. Before, back in the day, each morning the first fruit of the harvest was offered to her by placing on the hearth. They poured out libations and wine, water into the fire as a sign of honoring for them to her. In a new couple's home, the things were given in her honor so that she would bless their home. Please watch as we get ready to do this Rose of Jericho. This is going to blow. Now, this is the area where I'm going to be doing workings for my home, but also for my clients. And this is another reason why I deep cleaned my area. I would never do a working for anyone. Client, friend, loved one, even myself, I shouldn't, in a area that is cluttered and chaotic, because I am not sending that energy into this spell work. If I want chaos, then I will manifest that in a different way. But having your environment chaotic and cluttered is not a way to do chaos magic. I wouldn't recommend it. I have said for years and fully wholeheartedly believe that the Rose of Jericho is its own separate entity. It's alive. And I'm glad I finally caught this on tape because last time I didn't. If you look right there at the bottom, you can see the heartbeat. There it is again. Bump, 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 bump. Nowhere else on the plant. Nowhere else. This isn't a filter or a camera trick. It's right there. But when I put my finger next to it, it stops. Then I take it away and it goes back to doing it again. I cannot think of a better symbol as from Hestia to say that she is pleased with me doing this today. Talking to her, honoring her, making my home conducive for peace and security and love. To keep the hearth fire burning this entire year. No, she's not as flashy and boastful as some of the other gods and goddesses. But I have turned to her many times when I have needed guidance in motherhood, even though she remained pure, as they say. I have turned to her when I needed abundance in my home, when I needed protection. I have turned to her when I wanted to really feel like our home was a sacred and safe space, when we needed abundance, when we needed help with money for groceries, when we needed to really connect. It's easy for everybody to feel disconnected these days. But this plant is amazing. Use its water and workings for prosperity, for protection, for abundance. If you are working on a marriage, a friendship, or a reconnecting with a child, using this plant to help those emotions and come alive again is really powerful. You know, this plant can detach itself from its roots and tumble in the desert. And it's amazing. There it is. Oh my God, is that glitter? Oh my God, is this your spell? No? Okay. This energy that my daughter carries when she does spell work is all in its own. If you know, you know. Blessed be. Thanks for watching. The magic really is within.